Yo, what is up, folks? MTG here, and so is Duskmourn. I've got a pretty sweet deck to kind of kick things off with. I kind of looked at Hollow One recently in Timeless, and it's been doing some ways of modern, but there's actually a brand new card from Duskmourn that I really wanted to try out in it here in Explorer on MTG Arena. That's the Pioneer equivalent format, and that card is Fear of Missing Out. One red enchantment creature, it's a 2/3, not terrible. Enters, discard a card, and draw a card. Okay, that's what that one's be doing. However, Delirium. Whenever Fear of Missing Out attacks the first time each turn, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, untap target creature. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. That's a pretty powerful ability, but we need to activate Delirium. However, the deck's focused on getting cards into our graveyards. We just need to get 4 types to kind of enable that on. In the meantime, it's kind of like doing the thing we want to do. Discarding cards and drawing cards to get our Hollow Ones online and get ready for Oxygenus. There are some other cards that kind of make this pretty viable. It itself is an enchantment, which helps with the Delirium. We got Bitter Reunion up here, which is an enchantment, and then can sacrifice the graveyard as one of our kind of like discard outlets to enable Hollow One. Hollow One itself is an artifact. We've got Bowmat Courier down here at 1, as one of the kind of aggressive creatures in the deck, which again we can power up with the likes of Inti, which again is another discard outlet. Another artifact creature here. And then instant sorceries with Lightning Axe, Cathartic Reunion. Some interesting options. The idea here is we're going to try, and obviously we've got land as well, so instant, sorcery, artifact creatures, enchantment, pretty well off. And the plan is, we've got our Hollow One plan, and we've also got extra combat stubs with Fear of Missing Out. Lightning Axe for the interaction. Flame Bell Adept gets pretty big pretty quickly. Often you can, when you're discarding multiple cards on a turn, you can make it pretty big and get in some damage. The Menace ability, really nice. It's another great target to put Inti counters onto. Similarly, Neonate, getting the extra discard for effectively free, because you're not paying mana for it that turn, to power up Hollow One, while also being another Menace target for Inti's kind of put counters onto. Bowmat Courier also refilling you, the ability to kind of like go long into the late game with Oxygenus as well, to kind of refill versus the control decks in the format. The deck is actually pretty good. The one kind of like notable exception here is that we're not playing Fiery Temper. It's another piece of interaction that you could choose to play here. It is an awkward one. You're having to discard it to get the Magnus ability to make it efficient. Does turn into a lightning bolt when you do that, but kind of like omitting it here to try and get Fear of Missing Out into the deck and mess around with that. But that's another option to kind of look at if you were interested in tuning the deck in different ways. So, going to take this into some Best of 1 Explorer Ranked. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Deck looks super fun. We'll see how it actually plays out in matches. It's literally just got onto Arena, so I've not had a chance to play with this yet, but I'm super excited. First match here with the FOMO Hollow One deck. Pretty exciting. There's one actually other card that I forgot to mention, and that is Flamewake Phoenix, which is just not illegal on Arena yet, because it's not been printed to Arena from Fate Reforged. Opponents of the play, I'm going to mulligan this. We don't have much to do on 1 here. I don't want to sacrifice this Neonate to try and find a land. Like, hey, this looks a little bit better. I'll keep this. I think I put one of the Lightning Axes back. We do have Inti to kind of carry us through, and we'll try and roll this up. Blooming Marsh. Okay, for land or elf, could be black-green elves. But there's one of a couple of different options. There's a question like, do we want to try and deal with this early? Play off it. Given that we don't know what's going on yet, I'm just going to play the Neonate out. Plan to kind of be like, alright, if they're not going to bring loads of pressure on us early, Neonate, Inti, start getting a discard engine going, and kind of work from there. They are playing elves. In which case, really, I want to kill the important elves. I don't really want to mess around with the Lanora, with the normal ones. We may have some options. The problem going like Inti pass here, or Inti, the problem going Inti attack is that we probably lose the Neonate, which is a little annoying. They could choose to double block me, like kill this guy, which is not really helpful. I think we're best off going. You don't necessarily want to kill any of these either. Inti pass, and then we're going to try and hit something off of our discard engine with Inti next turn. So Inti itself, when your creature you control attacks, you can put a counter on it by discarding a card. That ability, and it gets trampled as well, actually, which is pretty nice. But whenever you discard a card as like a separate ability, exile top card of your library, you may play that card until you're at next end step. That is not like a once per turn or anything like that. You can do that as many times as you want. I'm slightly worried we're going to get Imperious Sword, but it doesn't look like we are. Looks like we've dodged the Imperious Sword. But they do have Collector Company mana open, which might be a little annoying. I think I want to lead with Bitter Reunion. Here. I'm going to ditch the end of the Bugbear. Very little chance we're going to activate that. The reason I'm not playing a land yet is because we can hit one potentially off of our exile effect. Okay, we do hit as a Kenzen. I'll play this. Sure, that's fine. Keep the number of cards we actually have on our hand high. Alright. At this point, we can go to attack here with the Neonate. Like, at the minute, we just have land in our graveyard. They're going to have a company here. We're just deciding what we want to discard. We've got plenty of options, time to discard Lightning Axe. And in fact, we've got discard outlets if we want to get the Bowmat Carrier in our graveyard as well. We should discard an outlet for it for now. We get both Inti triggers. We get a Flame Blade out up top of that. Let's see what they do here. So the interesting now is like if we were to discard another card and we hit like a hollow one, we can then play that for free. If they just want to 1-for-1 us, we could opt to kill this. But I'm wanting to see if they're going to like company in response or something like that. The Flame Blade app's not cutting it. We're going to have like a real tough time breaking through the elf board, even with Trample. Like, I'm going to burn a Lightning Axe here. Kill this. That'll then trigger on the token. I'm just deciding if we want to get rid of the Bowmat Carrier. I think getting this in the graveyard is actually fine. We're like reasonably likely to hit more gas, where like this mountain is going to let us hard cast Oxogonus if need be. Again, we would love to hit a hollow one here off the trigger. We don't. We hit a second Flame Blade up, but at least we're not drawing that. Now, here's the thing. They're going to company. They can hit some Lords to make this big enough to trade with the Neonate. That'd be kind of unfortunate. It's at least not going to make him big enough to like dodge the Lightning Axe. But hey. Alright, they're going to call for 2. We also have the opportunity to discard and draw here. That gives us 2 more looks at a hollow one. But we're starting to kind of run out of time, as it were. We can trade these over, or we can sack this to draw discard. If we do that, we get one more Inti trigger here. It's pretty rough. But similarly, they're going to untap with a Leaf Crown Visionary. If they've got an Elf in hand or draw one, then they're going to start drawing more cards. So I think we're under a lot of pressure. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to pitch the land here. Okay, so we've got 2 hits here between the card we're drawing and the card we're exiling with Inti. Try and hit something good. We do hit a Fear Missing Out, and we have Delirium online, but that's not good enough. Inti to hand. Would have loved these to be the other way around. You start getting extra combat steps. That's not happening, unfortunately. Okay. It's a tough one. We've like hit a lot of our like discard engine cards, but none of our real payoffs here. Alright. So, go ahead and delete draw a card. Oh yeah. Well, we're not going to block our NT away. Get 12. I'm going to go ahead and open with Lightning Axe onto the Leaf Crown Visionary. We'll discard our bonus NT copy. Alright, hit Bowmat Carrier. Not the greatest. Depends what our plan is, right? Awkwardly, they're at 20. So we can play the Bowmat Carrier here and then put counters onto this and then plan to maybe sacrifice it. The issue is the reason why I'm interested in getting, like, because this actually nets us a card in theory, like a weird way. Again, I don't really want to swing it into. I'm just going to swing the Bowmat Carrier in here. So there's 2 triggers. We'll discard a card here. The Bowmat Carrier's ability requires us to remove our hand. Oh, this is awkward. Let's see how they block. Again, just not going to have the mana for this, unfortunately. So we can get rid of this to add the card under it to hand, which at the minute is not really doing a lot. We kind of need to hit like good cardboard. This is going to stay exile. We have NT left and we're kind of playing off the top. Or do we get a card? Given the situation where they've got a bunch of 1/1s and we don't know if they've got any payoffs, I'm going to take the trade and gamble. I don't think we get to see. Yeah, we don't get to see what the face down card is. I'm going to end a turn, which means another one of these is getting exiled, unfortunately. Like, they've also not drawn super well. Like, because this came off the card as well. You can count those as one card. They kind of flooded here. They could have, like, company. Some elf decks actually don't love it. I will make up. I'll block one of the Llanowar elves. If they have a company, then we get company into. But otherwise, this exchange is fine. It's our turn. Biomac Courier is worse than Inti. Better. Because we're not discarding a card for it. So I think we're better off going just like, hey, let's attack with this. Discard to it. See what we hit. Ooh, Mountain's not the greatest. Or at least not currently dead. This obviously involves us attacking with the Inti. Okay. Given that we hit a mountain, like, yeah, there are better things for us to do. That is lethal, unfortunately. Yeah, we go to 3 here. They attack us for 4. We're all kinds of dead. But, like, the mountain also has us dead here, effectively. Alright, next game. Alright, kind of rough first match. The deck can certainly peter out a little bit. We just didn't hit any of our big payoffs here. This time we get to start with a Hollow One in hand and a Flame Blade Adept in play. Flame Flare Adept is a cool name, though. They should use that. And so we're in a position where we can look to maybe... Ooh... Double Adept is interesting. Blood Crypt might be in for a... Well, this is a tough game. What I actually mean is interaction. The cool thing about Meta Reunion is if we have it in play, we can then give Hollow Ones and stuff haste later. Just Harvest is fine. Like, hopefully we draw a removal spell here. We don't, but that's not the end of the world. So if we go like Reunion, we just got 2 cards. We can then cast the Hollow One for 3. I think that's our best bet. So we kind of want to spend this turn charging up. But we should progress our game plan. So I'm going to Bitter Reunion here. And I'm going to pitch the other Bitter Reunion. Get a Chapman in our graveyard. Okay. Inti, nice. Insolent Neonate. But the Inti gives us like a... Again, manless ways of discarding is super nice. Just why like Neonate's nice early as well. This is an interesting one, because we can take the Hollow One, that puts creature artifacts in our graveyard and gets us very close to additional attack steps. Which, you know, here for that. They could take the Fear of Missing Out if they're afraid of it, but if they have spot removal, maybe they're fine. Depending on if they're doing like combo shenanigans, so for if they're doing like Cauldron Tree stuff, then hey, this could be particularly a tough match. The graveyard interaction is not great for us. And then also we can die to the combo, but this is like normal Rat DOS. I kind of like our chances. See what they're up to. They're looking at a hand like, what is going on? Okay, they're going to go ahead and take the Fear, which is fine. There's also... I don't like adding like more inconsistency to the deck, but obviously you could choose to try and play a couple of colors. Black red, where you can use like Claim Fame to bring back Inti or the Fear, is kind of interesting. Mystery Shadow. They just traded these away. Okay, so the thing that makes a sense for us to do is to go Cathartic Reunion and discard these 2 cards, I think. Sorry, these 2 cards. We're getting rid of the Inti here. Basically, if we hit a mountain, we can play the Neonate, get another sacrifice off, get 2 Hollow Ones into play. That's what we're kind of trying to do. Another red land is also fine. We're going to go ahead and make one of these. We unfortunately can't give them haste, but that is, you know, acceptable, I think. I'm going to get rid of the Raminap Ruins, I think. Yeah. That makes sense. Also gets a land to our graveyard. And we'll go ahead and make 2 copies of Hollow One. Alright. Let's just hope these don't both die. Tricky thing with Misery Shadow, it's actually really hard to kill. We're kind of digging for Children's annoying too. We have another Hollow One, which is neat. But triggering these without drawing cards is difficult. So I think I'm just playing these in passing. But hey. Yeah, we need to find a lightning axe for the Sheoldred. That's the objective number 1. And like I say, the Misery Shadow, because it's got the like Nantuko ability to pump itself, is no joke by itself either. But if we sit here in like a board stall at the end of the world, I don't really want to be taking extra shoulder damage. We could look to try and find a way here to get rid of this. It's giving them like a ton of stuff. As worst case scenario doing this, we get to play a hollow one. I think it's worth taking the risk. Hey, we pyre up the flame bird up. Nice, cute. We're taking more damage. We also kind of need to conserve cards in hand for Lightning Axe itself. You'd be able to actually discard. I'm not going to play this land out. Yeah. Sheoldred, also not a trivial card to play against, fortunately. Okay, you're going to get Scissor Hands up for tokens here. Kinda cool. Gain more life. Trespass is annoying, of course. We're going to eat an Inti. Okay. Yeah, we draw. Alright, we hit a Lightning Axe. I guess we do this now so we don't get like... well, there's 2 reasons. One is so the graveyard trespass doesn't flip. The second one is so they don't gain life. Obviously they can respond with the blood token, but gotta kind of worry about that as we do. And then again, the other concern is that Misery Shadow can, in theory, still be like a 5/5/6/6 at times. So hey, but at least this isn't gonna flip straight away. Upside. This does make Oxygonis look like a much better draw though. Now that we don't have to worry about shoulder in play. But yeah. Us kind of make a double hole on play and then them slamming shoulder is not super great. Because most of our resources gone as well. And there are a few different cards in the deck. Like this would be so cool. We do get to discard and draw hit anyway. Just cute. We'll go ahead and make this because it also requires a removal spell. We can, I guess, also because we can't discard, but we do get to draw the card. Just sweet. Yeah, so we have a Lightning Axe. Goes well for the next turn. Unfortunately, can't cast it now. Otherwise, we'd be able to. Well, we actually we wouldn't be able to get rid of this, but we could like try and kill this on end step, and then look to flip this over. No attacks here. So this needs to attack itself, which is, you know, a little challenging. Hey. Again, some interesting positions. Kalitas? Oh my gosh. That's something we can kill the Lightning Axe. I hate that. Inti as well. Yeah, we do need to just kill the cat. We can't. Surely the plan can't be to let this happen. Okay, so if we kill Kalitas, it's untap 1 creature and get an extension of combat step. Like, hey. But then 1, 2. I'm gonna be really optimistic and make Intium pass. I don't think we have enough to make like a big dent here. Oh, if they have an end step, it pushes this over. Okay. They unfortunately have a Nombo where Kalitas would normally make tokens. They have this Misery Shadow in play. These are actually two different replacement effects, but Arena is set up to choose the one which is less punishing to the player. If I, as the controller of the creature, would choose which of these gets exiled to, and so yeah, we'll exile it to the Misery Shadow, of course. It would be really tempted to block here, but I'm going to. Like I said, the Misery Shadow is like another just a huge stone wall. Okay, this deck's gonna be like pretty interesting, right? And like, yeah, Sheoldred, like exile that's Kalitas. Oh, for goodness sake. Would be cool. Alright. Let's kill this. Trigger NT, see what's up. We're at 7 is the other half of this. And they're at 17. Which is, again, just not exactly where you want to be. We hit a Ramen Apparence. Oh, we risked it with the NT, but they had the fatal push anyway. But they have another push here. Yeah. This has two things. No, because I need to cast 2 spells. It doesn't work. 5. Well, these two, right? Well, maybe these are 2 attacks. See what they do. They can take these and crack us back for lethal, but I'm hoping they decide to block. Then it's Exactsies with the exile triggers on the Graveyard Glutton. In case of them making the decision to... That is not very nice. Yeah, they have double blood token. Fair play. Yeah, we're now like uber dead. Don't pump. Why would you pump? Oh, they passed. We're at 1. Oh, they have a Sheoldred is that way. This is the most. This is either the most BM thing and they have a Sheoldred, or they might randomly die. Tell me they have nothing. That would be the funniest thing ever. We have to draw a card as well. We can't use the RAM map. Surely they have something. No way. Untap a hollow one. What happened? I told them not to pump, but they didn't pump. Alright. The Jedi mind tricks worked, I guess. Okay. Big thanks to our last opponent for saving the video. Nice. This is a slow hand. Yeah, slow hand. But we will go ahead and keep it. We have nice, reasonable sequencing. We're going to make Inti into a bit of reunion turn. And then, hopefully, this plus this will enter and will give us enough discards to hold and play. We also have an Oxford go. Soulscar Mage is a bit of an awkward one because they will almost certainly have an answer for this, but hopefully they have to make a decision here. We'll see. Oh, it's dead. No problem. Alright. They're not going to mess around with that one. It's one of those things where, like, sometimes you're like, hey, you can, like, I can, like, play an extra creature here, get my commandos into play, this will all be fine. But, hey. We're going to go with card reunion. We're going to discard an Ox and the Den of the Bugbear. That'll give us enough to put the Hollow One into play. In fact, it will give us enough to put 2 Hollow Ones to play. I'm going to get rid of the Cathartic Reunion here because we are no longer going to have the cards to discard in hand. Come on, 3rd Hollow One? No, okay. And we're not that far from getting Oxorgonus online from the graveyard. So, there you go. That is like, hey, an idealish start. Even with the interaction. How well that's going to go for us, we'll see. They're going on the hey, we're just going to burn them out plan. I'm trying to Swan us here with Hollow Ones. Skewer on here. Annoying, but fine. I'll lead with Reunion. We'll pitch the Flamebad Adept. Okay, this is pretty good. We unfortunately can't play this Hollow One out. I'm trying to work out. We're not quite there, right? It was 6. We need 8. This is 9. Wait, no. This is 7. I'm right. Counts in English. Yeah, we're not quite there. We can bring Ox back and give it haste later, though. We are kind of incentivized to play out the fear. But we can do that post-combat. It's a weird one. This Hollow One's a 1-1 now. I'm going to attack with it. We're going to put it in our graveyard. Kind of like, hey, sure. You got us. Double checks the number's still 7. Plays out the fear of missing out. We're going to discard the 8th card here, which is the Hollow One. If we drew, okay, I was going to say, if we drew another Hollow One there, actually we can really do stuff with it. Okay, alright, we're at 14. We've got a fear of missing out in play. It is currently online. However, if we Oxorgonus, it will not be. That's kind of fine, though. Especially if they're just like, oh, I need to kill this. It has got that kind of vibe about it, though. Where, like, hey, yeah, it does look like you need to kill it straight away. One notable thing with Ox is that you actually, to get, like, Hollow One triggers, or yeah, you do need to actually discard the cards. So say I play this mountain out, have 0 cards in hand, like discard 3 cards, draw 3 cards, then will not count as having discarded the cards for Hollow One and Friends. Alright. Oh, if it's telling a Slick Shot, Soul Scar. So at the minute they're kind of one potential is the sorcery card here. We can go. This is so interesting. Oh, because we can get it, right? We sacrifice the enchantment. Oh, that's actually really cool. So we're going to exile these. Which takes all the types out of our graveyard. Except for one thing. We're discarding artifact, creature, and land, and then we're going to sacrifice enchantment. In fact, we can do here is go Flameblade Adept to sacrifice this. We then get the enchantment, which is the 4 type in our graveyard. We can attack with these. We then put the fear trigger onto the Ox to untap it and give us an extra combat step with it. And yeah, so they can. This is menace, otherwise there's no real point attacking with it. But hey, we're like threatening a lethal attack here. They can make the opportunity to double block the Ox, but I'm kind of fine with that. They're getting a Slick Shot, keeping one of the Soul Scars, or they're going to let everything through. Okay, double block here, so we don't get the extra combat with the Ox, but that's also totally fine. And then post combat, we can play the Den, so we can activate this, or discard the Sekenza next turn. Discarding Sekenza makes hasty blockers, then also puts power and toughness onto the Flamebad Adept. I'm kind of banking on them not having like 2 lethal as the sorceries here, but I was kind of willing to make that sacrifice. Yeah, sure. They're going to kill the Fear of Missing Out, which makes sense. That was tricky. They're the Lava Runner. It's 7 points. They have to make a decision here. They're at 9. They're going to have 2 of these. They're going to go all in, okay. That is dead on board to the Den of the Bugbear. So... this. Yeah, cool. Alright, nice. You get that one. Alright, this might be the last match with the FOMO Hollow One deck. Again, we'll absolutely keep this. Looks really solid. We have the opportunity to like have a turn 1 Bowmat carrier and start stacking cards under it. How long that'll pan out with Gigantha on the other side of the table, we'll see. Not super confident, but we'll at least try it. And if it's a creature-based mono red deck, it feels weird calling Phoenix not that, but hey, I'll take it. Mounted Kimonos should hopefully give us time to do some stuff. We're gonna Inti here. I'm always interested, like, hey, should I discard a card here? We have Bitter Union Hollow One. We're gonna want to discard one of these to the Bitter Union next turn. That plus the Inti trigger will be enough to get stuff online. I'm actually not gonna discard a card here. But we'll get a card off the Hollow One, off the Bowmat Courier. Bowmat Courier, you need to discard your hands to activate the ability. So can be a little tricky, or like you may not want to do it, which is also valid. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna leave Inti back. We will discard to that. We will discard a bit of Reunion, I think. Alright, we just got a land. We hit a land. Which is good. We do need a land. No blocks, also totally fine. Play a mountain. It's Reunion. We'll discard a Neonate here. So we hit. We hit double Hollow One. Trigger in the bin. That will trigger into again. Like, hey, if we hit the third one, that'd be sick. This Cathartic Reunion, absolutely getting pitched to Inti if we can help it. But alright. The other half of that, I guess, is that we have 3 cards on this Bowmat Courier we can use to add to our hand. And you can use it instant speed as well. And you can also activate one, hold priority, activate another one, and then get cards from both. Because the discarding your hand is part of the cost. Which is really cool. We'll see what happens here. So Heartfire Hero, the Black-Red Hero deck, I've got a video on this if you've not seen it already. It's like maybe the best deck in the format right now. Is very, very strong. They've got a very creature-heavy hand here, which can absolutely happen. I want to go to combat with... We have the option like, hey, do you want to attack the Inti here? They have a bunch of creatures. We have to be a little careful because these can deal damage to our face as well when they die. I'm like, hey, do you want to attack with the Inti here? They've not got anything bigger than 2, which means I don't actually need to put this count on the Bowmat Courier, and we're also going to sacrifice it. So I'm going to put the counter on Inti and make these attacks. Potentially, like next time I'll look to give one of the Hollow Ones trample. But hey, see what we hit here. Land. All right. Let them block. That'll go here. Yeah, that's the only block. I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice this. Its ability. We'll get rid of it. We get another trigger on the Inti because we did discard a card. So that's our Inti card. We then get to add the other card to our hand. Alright, we get damage 3. Land from here. We're very unlikely to hit more Hollow Ones. We have to be a little worried about dying. It feels crazy, but we do need to be worried about dying from 19 from here. I'm going to go ahead and play Fear of Missing Out and pass. Just so that we do have a blocker. Not only do we have a blocker, but we have a blocker that should be able to block their largest Heartfire Hero. Ooh, we have one more chance at hitting like a Hollow One. I'll discard a mountain. I guess 2 more chances actually. Okay, cool. We get a second blocker. That's good. And a neonate. Neonate is a little better for us here. Neonate actually attacks better, so I'd actually rather get the Brimmer Courier in. Okay. Oh yeah, that's... I'm not gonna get to... Fine. We're looking to be able to like draw potentially 3 cards off Cathartic Reunion next turn, activate Bitter Reunion to give anything we put into play haste, and then maybe we get to use Fear of Missing Out. Again, it looks like they've got a very creature heavy hand here with not very much in terms of so we want to block in a way that the Heartfire Hero doesn't die to its trigger, but like not to like something like this, I think is probably right. Or we maybe put something in front of the Etching. They are dead to like our board. So I think like this looks cool. The other Warrior Heartfire Hero is the real dangerous threat. I'm gonna take some damage. They might be able. Again, you can absolutely die from nowhere versus this deck because of Precious Hellsword. We'll probably see it here in a minute. Okay, then they've got a second Titan Strength, which means they don't have the other thing. Which means we're not quite completely dead. Very nearly. But there is a adventure card. The creature half is the creature half. You make a 2/2. It gets a +1 counter for each creature that's either turn. The non-creature half though is red. Target creature deals damage equal to its power to target any target, and then it dies. And so with Heartfire Hero, where you get the death trigger, where when it dies it deals damage equal to its power, you get to basically deal double damage. And when you've attacked with it already, you're effectively doing triple. So if they go like Titan Strength, make it like a 5/5, they're going to hit you for 5, and then target it, deal you 5 damage with the spell, and 5 damage when it dies. For a total of like 15, which is like crazy. Like kill you out of nowhere, that kind of stuff. But yeah, hey, we get that. Alright, I'll see you in the post-match wrap-up. Okay, this deck is really, really sweet. We had a couple of clutch moments where like we drew the right cards at the right times. With like pheromones with other things. Our opponent also just like didn't pump for lethal that one game, which was a oopsie moment, and we got to top deck lethal effectively to punish them for that. But the deck is so fun to play. There's a lot of optimization stuff. I absolutely like. This is the first time playing this variation deck with Fear of Missing Out. The set's literally just released. Duskmourn has onto Arena like about 2 hours ago, and so. Yeah, I've played a decent amount of like various like Explorer Pioneer versions of Hollow One, and a little bit, like I said in Time, was a video last week, looking at it in Rakdos with like Nethergoyf, and I always want to say Necrogoyf and I always get it wrong, but so if you're interested in that, check that out. It's again pretty sweet there, and could be very good in Historic as well. I'm not kind of maybe sometime down the line. I've done a lot of Hollow One recently, but the deck is super sweet, and it's got some customization options as well. Like I said, we don't have Flamewake Phoenix unfortunately on Arena. Again, Pioneer Masters in theory coming out in December, but we've heard absolutely nothing. Video sometime soon, hopefully, one time, on Pioneer Masters, and what we've not heard, I guess, is more. There's more on that than what we've heard, I guess. But then also like Fiery Temper. There's some other discard interesting cards there. You can play more into the Delirium stuff. Fear of Missing Out is a really interesting card. Like, it gives us an extra discard. Okay, nice. That's cool. It being an enchantment helps itself get the Delirium online. The ability is powerful, but it's not like you get like the full attack step. You get one creature, but sometimes versus decks which are like either versus like control decks or slow decks which don't place the board a lot, that can provide you with just like a lethal attack. Especially when we have like Bitter Reunion sat around, which has been this card has really impressed today as well, I would say. But yeah, deck's really sweet. We even got to have like a nice Ox of Agonis game where like versus the aggro decks this can be a little bit dead, and so you can tune accordingly. I've also not done some stuff here, but I do have prior videos on Explorer Hollow One, and there's like, hey, you're playing Mono, you're not gonna have loads of great options, but there are some decent things. And so hey, if you enjoyed the video, please do like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Sharing the video around would help me a ton as well. All the algorithm stuff would be awesome. And yeah, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Peace out.